Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm finally back in Kenya. Gotta say I'm very happy to be back. Don't forget to like, subscribe. So basically I'm gonna be talking about the good, the bad, everything as far as Ethiopia and what it was like. So going through immigration was easy. They do a little medical screening, which isn't really much. They'll make sure you have yellow fever. They COVID stuff like that. Not really COVID, but the yellow fever. They'll the visa cost was like $84, and which isn't, well, it is more than here in some other countries, but it's not that bad. Uh, as soon as you cross the border, like into the city, you'll have people approaching you. Like they'll even come up to you while you're in immigration, and they'll try to guide you for a SIM card and stuff, or try to help you get a bus to Addis Ababa or whatever and whatnot. But just know that these people, they're not just there to help you. They're gonna want money. So once you tell them, oh no, I'm okay, or you know, I don't have any, like, money to give you, or I know where I'm going, like whatever excuse you try to use, they might say, oh, it's okay. And then at the end of the day, they'll still want something, which is what happened to me. I told this guy, like, hey, I'm fine. Like, I know how to find my own place. I know what I'm doing. He's like, no, 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 for free. I'm just helping you. You know, you're a guest, blah, 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 to my country. And still, at the end, he wanted, he ended up asking me, like, trying to get money off of me, which I wasn't surprised about. So, yeah, be mindful of that. No one is just gonna just come and just be nice to you for no reason while you're there. You know, a lot of these people, that's their job. Like, even on my way out of this, someone offered to help me find a bus, and I was able to get one for that day, like actually that night, which was very good. And I told him I would only pay him if he could find me someone that was ready for today, because like I didn't want to just be walking around aimlessly. Although I could have did it myself, but it was much quicker and easier. Sometimes it's good to just pay someone, because to save you the time and the stress, because they know it better than you, and that really helped. Yeah, because I was able to not have to stay another night at the border or even in Moyale. Because even on the Kenya side, at the hotel I went to, they were selling like Ethiopian food and stuff, and I'm like, ah. So I ended up not eating until I actually got all the way deeper into Kenya. Yeah. Money exchange as well. As far as exchanging money there, do not go to the bank. Make sure you do it on the street. The exchange rate changes day to day. You get, let's say, from 7.5 to 800 is the most I ever got for every 1,000. So like times 0.75 or times 0.80, they divide by like 0.23 or something. You can easily get ripped off trying to change your money there. So make sure you are being careful and don't go off of what Google says. Like, find out what the actual black market value is for whatever currency you're exchanging there, because you want to make sure you get the amount of money you're supposed to get. The language barrier, I felt like I was in Tanzania again, because no one spoke English. Like barely anyone could understand you there, which is another reason why I love Kenya so much. Everyone speaks the language, and the food is amazing. Like there, it's very hard if you don't know Amharic or you don't know one of their national languages. Then it's gonna be hard for you to like really get around and understand. So yeah, yeah. Besides that, the food, I don't know what it is, but the entire time I was there, uh, I don't want to get too personal, but let's just say my bowel movements were not regular and they were not how they should be. Uh, the food, I did find some dishes that I like. Like there was a pasta, garlic, and cabbage with dish that was very good. I didn't really care for the injera. There's a lot of footage I have of eating like the authentic food there, which I no longer have. Like it got deleted like a day before I left is when I really started to edit, and by the time I realized I lost all that footage, it was too late for me to recreate. So I tried to do the best I could, but it's a learning lesson, you know. I'm just starting this, you know. I know better now. I should just edit as I go, or at least make sure my SD card isn't full. That way I don't lose footage like I did then. But the food there is different, you know. You can't really find chips. There is no Swahili foods. It's mostly injera, beans, meat, a lot of meat. They do a lot of coffee. They do like this thing where they sip coffee and then they'll burn like incense over a coal. They do incense with their tea, and they also put like a little spice inside of it, like I forgot what it was called, but it's like a little green leaf they put inside their coffee as well. But they're very, very big on coffee there. A lot of people are drinking it, which is yeah, which was interesting, you know. Here it's mostly tea. A lot of people love drinking tea a lot. There it's a lot of coffee. Yeah. My first impressions were it was very hot when I got there. Saw a lot of tuk-tuks, a lot more than I expected to see. Like there were more tuk-tuks than there were boda-bodas, which is kind of weird. Also, you'll notice in some of the videos you saw petros being sold everywhere. Everyone is selling gas. Like even Kenyans are crossing over to buy gas there. Like they're not allowed to go to the gas stations, but they can just buy it on the street, and which is why it's so cheap to get around. Like in a tuk-tuk, you pay like 10 birr, and you can go anywhere. Really, that's the most I ever really paid. Unless I was going really far, then it'd be like 30 birr or 50 birr. Yeah. Yeah. It was very, very easy to get around because of that. And another thing is you can't really travel freely there. There's a lot of military, a lot of police, and I mentioned it in one of the videos, like you can't even leave the city on a boda because they'll take your bike at certain times of the day, and at night, like 9-10 o'clock, the whole city just shut down. Like I learned this my second night or first night there. Left the restaurant I was at, and I couldn't find a ride home. I had to walk all the way from Moyale Motel all the way down to basically the border at the first place I was staying at, which was wasn't that bad, but still it was definitely a shock to me. And then when I got there, the security of the hotel of my accommodations didn't even want to let me in, which I found was a common thing, because at the other location that I eventually went to, because of security reasons, they have cameras and stuff there. I'll get into that later, but I moved there and they did the same thing. It wasn't the night after, but like it was one of the other times I stayed out kind of late. I didn't come back to like 12 or 11, and the guy didn't want to let me in. He's like, time, and I'm like, what? I'm an adult. We're all adults here. We can't be out late. But apparently it's not good to be out past a certain time, especially if you don't have your ID or your passport. You could potentially get in trouble, which is not something you want to do because of safety, I guess. I don't want to say they're at war with each other, but there's actually 3 different uniforms, but 2 of them are kind of like policing each other and taking turns on kind of taking charge, you know. The country I learned is actually under 2 flags, so there's two like governments trying to fight for power there, so it's definitely different, not what I'm used to. It's the first country I've ever been to where I actually felt unsafe, or like actually unsafe, like I actually felt unsafe at some point, and that's not good. Yeah, so I want to say my second night there, someone was actually killed right in front of my hotel. Like, I woke up to gunshots, and then I heard later on, I actually met someone like a Federelli. I'm not gonna say his name, but you know who you are. He's a cool guy, nice guy, but it was one of his friends apparently that died from one of the little skirmishes they be having. Fortunately, that's the only time I really heard gunshots that were like up close, or like I actually have first sight hand of the violence that's happening there. But the whole time they were warning me, like that first day, like, you know, as I'm recording, I was stopped by police and they told me, hey, be careful, you know, why you recording. At first he was just wondering why am I recording and what's going on, and I told him I was just doing a video and whatnot, and I'm just trying to get some content. And then he told me just be careful and to watch my phone, which I thought was normal until I realized that no, they're really getting down here. It's not like in Kenya or any other countries I've been to, like they're actually, you know, they're actually dying over there, you know, and it's actually not safe, you know. So that was interesting to say the least. Yeah. So as far as like just recording, it's very hard. Like a lot of places, when I was being guided around, there's a lot of places you are not allowed to record, and which is why you'll see me in the videos talking about I want to go in those mountains and stuff. Eventually, I was able to go down there. I found someone with a bike, but I was never able to just keep riding because of what happened, like between me and him. Like he ended up not being such a good guy, and I had to just kind of cut him off and stop hanging out with him. So now I'm just like, since then I kind of just stayed to the streets, like the local. I stayed on the tarmac, you know. I really wanted to show you guys what it looked like and the different areas there, but I was not able to. Lodging is not bad though. It's very affordable there. The lodging, you'll spend less than $20, no more than that at most, for a night, no matter where you are, like the nicest places. And the food, I'm not sure if you had injera or if you're used to Ethiopian food, but for me, I was not used to it and my body did not agree with it. So I'm very, very happy to be back here in Kenya. Like I said before, I'm happy to be back to my Swahili food, and the first thing I did was bought some chapatis from a really good bakery, made some pojo, and just, you know, pigged out. But yeah, all in all, Ethiopia is a great place in my opinion, even with all the misfortunes that happened with me. I still met a lot of good and friendly people, and I still learned a lot about the place. And I plan on going back because there are some places I didn't really discover until the end when I was leaving. But I made some contacts there, so when I do go back, I'll be able to hit them up, and it'll make it a lot more smoother, at least for that area. There's some other places I want to go. I got a nice list of places from someone other than Adiza Bob, like some other places that I think will be good for content. I'm not gonna spoil it, but when I do go back, I'm gonna show you guys those places and what it's like. But anyways, yeah, I'm back here, and I got this beautiful pool here all to myself now. The other people seem to have left, which I do not mind. I'm gonna do a couple laps before hitting the city and seeing a friend or two, and yeah, I'll bring you guys with me. But yeah, it's great to be back in Kenya, although I did enjoy Ethiopia. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and to my new viewers, I'm still new here, and as time goes on, we will definitely get better at making these video logs, and I'm trying to really see what you guys enjoy seeing. I'm gonna try to make it a mixture. I'll try to mix up the content and see what gets views and what doesn't, and just as time goes on, I hope you guys are here and you stay with me and we grow together. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching.